threaded my needle, got my bobbin, got my 2 strings, got my foot pedal. Right, now you can pin. Problem I found with intermediate age people in pinning is that the wrong thing tends to get pinned. The child tends to get pinned, and then the sewing machine tends to sew over the pins and breaks the needle. So it's on 0 because we're not doing ziggy zaggy. It's about, oh, I might just change that because I don't know who's toyed with that. It's on about 2 mils. That's my reverse. This one down here is the dogs. The dogs are on. We don't want to turn the dogs off. My foot is up, my needle is up. I've gone down, up, down. Turn the light on. Some sewing machines don't have lights, alright? Deal with it. Get your cell phone out, turn your torch on if you must. Okay. Now just, yep, we're all good. Okay, we're all good. Lovely. I put the fabric and the paper in and I put the foot down. Now this is where it can all go horribly wrong. If you want to glue it, I know that sounds crazy, but if you use a little bit of paper glue and glue it on, it will stay a bit still. But given that this isn't amateur hour anymore, we are ready to sew. Now we don't take off. We go. Oh, that's not good, is it? We go. Oh, the sewing machine's not feeling very well. Okay, well, it shouldn't do that, but never mind. I'll send it to the repairman. But we just sew along the dotted line. Oh, goodness, I'm going to have to hold my tongue right. What's happened is one of the weights inside the sewing machine when it goes to turn, one of the cans, if you will, is a little bit thick. But anyway, we sew along, we sew along, we sew along, we sew along, sew along, we sew along, we sew along, we sew along, we stop. When we're here, we need to go backwards a bit. Oh, it didn't like that. And then forwards. Then we lift up our needle. Make sure it's well up. We pull the fabric to the side. We don't cut it here. If you cut it here, it will go. So cut it about here. Usually you end up with 2 bits of string and you tie them together. So just a reminder, we're going to sew all the way along there, all the way along there, all the way along there, all the way along there. Stop there. Then we're going to leave that open for stuffing because we need to leave that open for stuffing. Then we're going to go all the way along here, all the way along here. Then we're going to sew across the top. When that is beautifully stuck there, you're going to get the best sewing scissors you've got, which are down there. They're grey with purple on the inside. And you're going to cut on the edge of the paper. Well, these are quite good. Someone should steal these. You don't cut on the paper with the dotted line. Why not? Yes?
Because you'll take the sewing out.
Yeah, you'll just take it out. Now, see, I bet you if a boy did that, it's wildly sexist of me, but I've missed all those dotted lines, but look, I nailed it right there. Isn't that good? So I can see the dotted lines, not great sewing. If the dotted lines disappear, that's pretty great sewing. Right, so, let's stop. Okay, so I've got the sewing machine to go. It's not the greatest, but right. So I sewed all along there, all the way around there, all the way around there, all the way around there, all the way. I stopped there, and you can see I went backwards and forwards just to strengthen it. I've left that open for stuffing. I then go all the way around there, all the way around there, all the way around, and I sewed the tail shut. So then I have to cut out on the edge, 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 on. Hang on, Mr. Potica, just making a video. On the edge, 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 on the edge. That was the dulcet tones of Mr. Potica. Right, so then what we're going to do for now, you leave the paper on it. You go and write your name on it because we're going to end up with 29 tails in here, and you put it in your tote tray. Thank you very much, Stephen.